January 23rd.
And we back. Another Monday.
Yes, sir.
Pod. I'm one half. I'm AB. Got my co-host D Butt.
Yes, sir.
Man, had a good week of divisional playoff football, man. Gonna sit here and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Saturday's matchups, yesterday matchups, and obviously we got it set. We got 4 teams left. AFC Championship, NFC Championship, man. NFC Championship going through Philly, AFC, Kansas City. A lot to talk about, man. Some good ball. You know, some guys that stepped up, played huge, gutsy performances. And then on the flip side of that, some guys that didn't look so good.
Yeah.
Didn't look so good, man. So obviously, man, want to hear your thoughts on that. Folks in the comment section, definitely, man, put your comments up there. Definitely love to see what y'all got to say on the weekend, man. But how was your weekend?
Was a great weekend for me. Obviously, great weekend of football. NFL playoffs. You know, we got to savor. We got to savor these moments. We got what, 2 more weekends now? Football championship weekend, and then obviously that off weekend between the two, and then Super Bowl weekend, which we'll be out in Arizona for. We'll be on Radio Row, Man to Man Pod. We'll have some guests coming through. We'll have a good time out there. We got to savor this time, man. We had some good football, obviously, last night, and then Saturday before that as well that we're going to get to. You know, coaching jobs, anybody in the hot seat that just left the sidelines for the season, quarterbacks, like you said, some quarterbacks didn't quite show up under the lights, man. A lot to talk about, a lot to get to. Obviously, I see you went and found that Cincy. I ain't seen it in a few weeks.
Hey, you know, I was let my man and his team do his thing. You know what I mean? So it's only right.
Man. Right. How was your weekend though?
Man, it was good, man. It was good, man. It was, man. Yesterday was real chill. Watched the games. It was raining here, so we was in the crib. Saturday, was able to get work some youngins out, man. Work some fellas out. Get the footwork right. You know what I mean? But good weekend, solid weekend.
Yeah, man. How you been enjoying that? I've been seeing that, man. How you like that?
I like it. I like it, man. It's especially where you see the youngsters, you know, taking in the knowledge, right? So it's good. And then again, it's not, you know, the groups aren't too big. You know, I'm coaching 7-on-7 down here as well this year too, man. So just again, man, as you know, just want to get the knowledge back to the youngsters. It was something that I didn't have growing up. You know, it wasn't NFL vets or retired NFL players coming into the neighborhood and teaching us what they knew. So being able to have that opportunity with the kids, man, it's dope, man. So we'll see where we can take this, man.
That's dope, man. I love it. I love to see it, man. Hey, everybody don't get an opportunity to get somebody that did it at the highest level.
Man,
coming back and giving it to him. I saw you out there. Hey, I heard you raise your voice. I said, "Hold on, I ain't heard it be like that."
Hey, man.
Hey.
Oh, hey, you gotta project, man, and you gotta have a tone with these youngers nowadays, man. Because if not, they'll run over your ass for real. So
hey, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Speaking of, it just made me think about something else we're gonna have to talk about at some point. But we'll get to it when we get to it, man. But a lot to get to on the NFL side. Overreaction / it is what it is Monday. It is playoffs. So kind of, you know, the season restarts a little bit. So, hey, championship weekend is set. 49ers, Eagles, Bengals, Chiefs. We both got one team still in it. Hopefully we see each other in the bowl, man. But, hey, put your questions, comments, concerns in there. We'll see y'all on the other side.
Yes, sir.
Darius Butler. Antoine Bethea.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back, fresh off divisional matchup weekend, NFL divisional weekend, man. What you want to get to, man? We gotta jump right into it. What game you want to start with, man?
Man, let's
Saturday
start.
games.
Let's start with the Saturday games, man. We had the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Chiefs came into this game, I think, was it an 8.5-point favorite?
Yep.
Yeah, 8.5-point favorite. And it started off a little scary. Patrick Mahomes went down with an ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
You see them hobbling out there, and if he wasn't able to finish this game, even though again, we talk about it, being ready for your opportunity when your number is called, being ready, being prepared. That happened. Was able to come in, back up, was able to come in.
Henny, yep.
Yeah, and he come in the game, driving down the field, putting points on the board. But the Jags played tough as well. They played tough. Wasn't able to pull it out. A fumble at the driving in the score by Agnew. That was a huge play. But this was a good game. Good game. Yeah. Gutsy performance by Patrick Mahomes. Leading that team, through injury. What was your thoughts?
Man, like you said, another step, first of all, for Jacksonville. A great season for them. They can definitely, look back in the season and obviously be proud of it, especially where they came from the year before. But Trevor Lawrence, another step, get to the playoffs, make your playoff debut, win that game against all odds after going down, partly because he threw a few interceptions in the first half.
Yeah.
But fought back, got that win in a wild card round, then going to divisional and losing Arrowhead by a touchdown. The Chiefs, they like you said, Mahomes, he got hobbled early, got that high ankle sprain. Before that, he was looking like, typical Mahomes magic, extending plays, throwing the ball. I think, obviously going forward with him, he's going to have to change his style of play because I expect him to be hobbled. You got the adrenaline going. You went in the halftime, probably got a little, a little eat. Got right to finish that game. But going into this week, I'm sure we'll pay close attention to his practice, how much he's practicing. Expect him fully to be out there against the Bengals, though. But Chiefs just found a way to win. I think we both had this one going the Chiefs' way, at least as far as money line goes, and both had the Jaguars cover, which they got a backdoor cover field goal with I think 30-something seconds left.
Appreciate
that. But then Agnew, that fumble going in, I think on the 5-6 yard line. That's tough, man. He had a good season too, especially returning the ball, doing things like that. Had a couple opportunities where they could have picked Mahomes off and Henny off that they didn't take advantage of. But that's the playoffs. You got to make those plays, when they come to you. And the team that doesn't typically ends up getting the short end of that stick. But a great season, I would say, for the Jacksonville Jaguars to go as far as they did. Question. And then the Chiefs, right back. This is the fifth straight year now in the AFC Championship game. That's unbelievable, man. We'll be the favorites again this week against the Cincinnati Bengals. But I thought they did enough to win this game. And we'll get to my prediction for next week at some point. Right. But, they got the dub, man. Great game, great season, I would say, by the Jags. But obviously they got some more learning, some more growing to do. And I think they're in a good spot. Both of these teams are, honestly.
No question. I want to start off with the Jags, man. Like you said, I don't think anybody besides myself and the people in the building thought the Jags was going to have a good season, man. But to get to this point, you mentioned it, how they started last week's game, Trevor Lawrence throwing those 4 interceptions. But right here, really taking the Chiefs, not to the wire, but, playing them really tough.
Yeah.
My expectation for the Jags now is they're the front runner for the AFC South coming into next year. You come in as I
would say for the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, as a Colts fan.
Yeah, man. You got Doug Peterson leading them. You got Trevor Lawrence. Now, this second half of the season at the quarterback position, he looked like what most people thought he could be coming out of Clemson.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then he was able to go out in free agency, make some signings. through the draft, drafting some key guys, man. So all they can do is just build on that.
Yeah.
And build on that. Then, I talked about it before. It's like, how can you handle success? Like, how can you handle success as a younger team, having a good year? What does this offseason look like? How can you better yourself? How, as an individual players, how can you come in and better yourself? So I'm interested to see, man, how these Jags will be able to follow up this season, because it was a hell of a season for them. Congrats to them. But then, like you said, as far as the Chiefs, man, Patrick Mahomes doing what he does, Travis Kelce, that defense playing well. And like you said, it was 5 in a row.
Five. He been an AFC Championship basically every year. He been a starting quarterback.
That's shit. Who else has done that?
I would venture to say nobody. Nobody I can remember, at least. 5 straight years as a starter. You got an MVP, you got a Super Bowl championship, and then obviously, you lost the Super Bowl as well. Did he lose the Super Bowl?
Tampa.
Oh yeah. He lost the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl, MVP. Like I said, 5 straight. Just unbelievable. And he had the high ankle sprain early. Didn't want to come out of the game. Was forced out. Had to go check him out. Came back, finished. I think that just kind of grew the Patrick Mahomes legend. And then kind of going back a little bit to what you said about the Jacksonville Jaguars going forward. Looking like probably going to open up the season as the favorites to win that division. Just a great example of how to spend money correctly in free agency. You went out and spent the money, and obviously you got results from that. Even bringing in Evan Ingram. I think he might have been on a 1-year deal, so hopefully they re-sign him, because he definitely did his thing this year. Christian Kirk, obviously that signing made waves. Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, all these guys they brought in came in and contributed. Drafting Trevon Walker at the top of the draft, who looks like he's going to be a good pro. Just players all up in Devin Lloyd at the linebacker. Tyson Campbell, he had a good second year at corner. So doing all the right things down there in Jacksonville. And that's not going to be, especially if you got that quarterback playing how he's playing, not going to be a hard place to bring free agents.
Hey, you in Florida, no sales tax. Like, you think about that. Good weather.
No income tax,
Yeah, good weather. So, again, like you said, like, guys are going to look at that. They're going to look at that for sure. That's a hell of a point.
Yeah, so not going to be a hard sell to get guys to come down to free agency. You got your quarterback in place. You got a good head coach. Obviously, the GM looked like he knows what he's doing. The stadium, the being in Florida, all these, and then at the division, players want, especially players hitting free agency. All right, you set yourself up to make some good money. Now I can go somewhere and make some money, and potentially be getting in the playoffs. Because the division is winnable. You got the Houston Texans. They're figuring shit out. They don't have a head coach. They got a lot to figure out. The Colts got a lot to figure out. They don't have a head coach or a quarterback right now. The Tennessee Titans, new GM. Probably going to have a new quarterback, you know what I mean? So it's a good situation going forward, I think, right now that the Jacksonville Jaguars are in. And that's something you don't say often. Something you don't see often in the organization. And last time that was the case for them with Blake Bortles at the helm, Jalen Ramsey and all these other guys, Allen Robinson, that kind of all got dispersed. All those guys are gone now. So you're trying to recreate that down in Duval. But
it's recreated.
What's that?
It's recreated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it may be a little better, actually. Maybe a little better. But shout out to the Jags in their season, and then obviously shout out to the Chiefs moving on to championship weekend where they'll be hosting again. And then this was the game that everybody was looking forward to. Obviously, NFC East rivals. Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles, obviously the 1 seed. They had the bye week, then the home game. Handled business, blew the doors off the Giants, 38-7. I thought this would be a much better game. One of those physical slobber knockers. It was not. I think you did too. I think we both had the Eagles winning. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It might have been loyalty. Why did you go with the Giants on this one, man?
Hey, look, man, I did one of your moves, man. I talked myself into a crazy pick. I wouldn't even call it crazy, man, because the way the Giants were playing, man, they were playing with confidence.
Crazy.
But, man, the Giants did not come to play. They did not come to play. The Eagles from the start. One of those things where they controlled both lines of scrimmages, right? Where they was able to run the ball, being able to do whatever they wanted to do. And then on the defensive side, man, that front got after Daniel Jones, man. Shout out to Hassan Reddick.
Man.
Came out the game on fire, man. So, again, as you see the score here, 38-7. Philly was clicking on all cylinders. And my MVP for this year, Jalen Hurts, came in and did what he's been doing every time that he suits up for Philadelphia Eagles this year. But I was disappointed in how the Giants played. It seemed like it was totally different than what the second half of the season was for them.
Yeah.
Like they were playing on their heels majority of the game. And at the end of the day, man, Philly just came and just smacked them in the mouth. And that's what it was. It was a more physical style of football for the Philadelphia Eagles, man.
Yep.
And it was surprising. It was surprising to say the least.
Yeah, it was first of all, unbelievable environment, football environment. That was probably what helped me be a little more juiced up for this one. I really thought we was gonna get a great game. And then I've been traveling to Philly every week throughout the season. Obviously, they've had a great season. But just been around that stadium, been around the fans, like it was a certain excitement around them all year long. And then it's like I'm sure it was the same way with the Giants, seeing it from a distance. This was a matchup, third matchup of the season, obviously. The Giants in that first matchup when it was a blowout, didn't have a lot of their guys. Didn't have Xavier McKinney. I don't think Adoree Jackson was there. I think Litter and Williams were hurt, so it came out like, all right, we rolling on offense. Danny Dimes doing his thing. Saquon, we got these guys on defense. Dexter Lawrence, Sexy Dexy, coming off one of his best performances against the Vikings. So it kind of all looked like, hey, this may be one of them ones. But like you said, Jalen Hurts, he was just it was clinical, it was surgical at the beginning of that game. And all the critical situations. You look at his stat line, don't look like a great Patrick Mahomes type stat line, but in every, third and 4, third and medium, it was a conversion. The sticks were moving, and then you getting in the red zone, and they were converting and getting touchdowns. So he was a problem, man. He looked healthy. The defense looked great. Bradbury looked great, anticipating things, jumping things, making plays. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Slade, he's been an all-pro all year. And then them dogs up front, they led the league in sacks by a wide margin. I think 4 guys, either at or over that 10 sack mark, which is nuts, led by Hassan Reddick. So that team, man, I think they're gonna go ahead and win it all this year. That's just my, after seeing them and just expecting them only to get better. Miles Sanders looks better. AJ Brown wasn't even that big of a factor in this game. Devontae Smith, Goddard, just line. It's just that shit on point right now, man. And they rolling. Obviously, they got a big matchup with the 49ers, but Eagles looked, and I was on them early. I've been on this Jalen Hurts train. I've been on this Eagles train early, and they look damn good. So I ain't jumping off this train anytime soon, man.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a tough one. In the AFC, I already know which way I'm leaning. In the AFC, who I have in the big show, but this NFC matchup, man, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a good one, hopefully, better than what this game was. But seeing the Eagles and the Niners match up, because again, on both sides, for both teams, both sides of the ball are playing exceptionally well. Offensively, they have a number of weapons on both teams. Defensively, they play that style of ball that you want to be playing late in the year. Very aggressive. Both fronts can get after you. Great players on all 3 levels, at the linebacker level and in the secondary, man. So that NFC matchup, man, is going to be tough. And I'm also interested to see what the Giants are going to do with Daniel Jones, what they're going to do with Saquon. Hopefully, this year kind of showed the Giants fans and and that front office what DJ can do. Saquon of old, obviously, he was battling these past 2 years with injuries, man. Yeah. So hopefully they can get that band back together, man, and continue to grow off this season that they've had.
Now, how do you feel about the season overall? I know it didn't end. It didn't end great. Obviously, ugly blowout loss in the playoffs to a division rival. But when you look back at this this Giant season right now? You say, all right, this was a success. This was great. I feel good. I still feel just as comfortable as I did 2 weeks ago moving forward with DJ at quarterback and locking up Saquon with a longer-term deal. Saquon already came out and said, hey, you know, I've dealt with injuries. I'm being realistic. I'm not looking to reset the running back market, but I do want to be back a Giant. How you feel about the season? And then obviously you talked about it, but those guys moving forward with 8-26.
I feel good. And if you're the front office of the New York Giants, you like to hear that from Saquon. Shit, I would be calling his agent this morning, like, hey, let's talk. You know what I mean? If we talking business, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Saquon, you know, if he's, you know, he realizes what his market is, and if he's comfortable with that, shit, I feel as though you can sit down at the table, you can get something done. When you look at a first-year head coach, Brian Daboll, he comes in and you see how Danny Dimes plays. Hey, I'm confident that we get another offseason, we get another year with a solid coach. I think Daniel Jones, he can continue to improve at that quarterback position. So if it was me, Daniel Jones and Saquon will be there. Obviously, both sides, the players' representation and the Giants have to agree on that. But if I'm in the front office, I see I can build off these two guys. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I feel good about the season. Obviously, you know, you want to be playing in the NFC Championship this upcoming week. But at the beginning of the year, I think a lot of people was like, man, hey, it's not looking good.
Yeah.
But for them to be able to finish the season like they did, you can build off of this.
Yeah, for sure. I'm right there with you. You know, you were playing meaningful games. You got into the playoffs. First year head coach, and then you get to see, like, you know the measuring stick, because Philadelphia, you know, they've been the class of the NFC all season long. They're right there in your division. You played them 3 times, so you know when you got a team that you're that close to, that you're obviously gonna be drafting to beat and to compete with for years. You know they got their quarterback and their shit figured out over there. You know exactly where you need to get as far as, you know, to get to where you want to ultimately get to, which is the Super Bowl. But his agents, I mean, I feel that too. I definitely feel that part. But at the same time, I liked it. I liked it. I felt like it was some
you very transparent.
And it's real. It's realistic. It's Saquon being realistic, because if he was to come out and say, hey, you know, I want to reset the market, because when he did what he did, now it'll be harder for, you know, the team or whoever, whatever sources, to put out some other narrative that, hey, Saquon's not happy with the deal. He wants X amount of dollars. He wants that. Saquon, like, hey, look, I want a fair deal. I show what I can do this season. I stay healthy. Now let's make something happen. Not trying to reset the market, but let's make something happen. I like that. I like that from Saquon.
Yeah.
I with that one.
Yeah. I agree.
But,
I definitely agree. Shoot, Brad got a question here, right? So, AB, how bad does it affect the Giants if Wink gets a head coaching gig? It depends, right? So he's done a great job coming in and leading that defense. Not sure what guys could possibly step up from within that's on that defensive staff as of right now, where, you know, you can keep the ball rolling, keep it going. But, you know, Wink, man, he did a hell of a job this year leading that team.
He did, and it wasn't the Wink that we've grown accustomed to. It wasn't, you know, a bunch of exotics and lining up and blitzing. He adjusted, he evolved with his team, with his roster. The strength of his team at one point was the DBs. Played a lot of DBs. Got a lot of Kayvon Thibodeau. I felt like looked great this year. That whole front did. The whole defense, you know, the numbers and everything probably won't look great, but they were physical. They were competed. They got better as the year went on. That's what you want to see, especially with a first-year defensive coordinator. Obviously, Wink, he's been interviewing. He's been interviewing. He just wrapped up an interview with the Colts, I believe, either yesterday or the day before. So his name will be hot, and I'll be interested to see if he stays and stays on as a DC with the Giants. Because look, that's not a bad organization to be a part of if y'all winning. If you're a part of the New York Football Giants, when you're winning, you can kind of be there and be successful and then wait for the right job to open up. because even with assistants, as far as assistants go and coordinators, it's a different pay scale depending on where you are in the league. So, being the Giants or the Cowboys, that's different than being, the Colts or, one of the smaller market teams. So it's good for Wink, though, that he got this leverage, that he's got his guys flying around. Same with D'Amico Ryans. I'm surprised Lou Anarumo ain't getting as many calls and talks with what he's been doing in Cincy with that defense.
That defense is balling. Hey,
Yeah.
what would D-Bud do, though? Like, you the DC of the New York Giants, you just talked about as far as being in that market. And obviously, I think every coach at some point, you get into the coaching, hey, I want to be that guy, right? I want to have my team. I want to lead my team. Yeah. And you mentioned it, like the situation has to be the right situation. Mm-hmm. You can't just, I will hope you just won't go to a team just to have the title as head coach. Yeah. You want to be able to go in there and make your stamp. What would D-Bud do in this situation? And it's some open vacancies at the head coaching position right now. If you was a DC OC getting interviewed, what teams would you be looking to go to?
I would take the Cardinals job. And honestly, I would take the coach job too, because of our draft position and being able to draft a young quarterback. I would take that job. I would take the Colts. I'll take the Cardinals. Those would probably be the two I would take right now. If I'm Wink, it'll be all right. So he's been seeing Daniel Jones every day in practice, so he knows exactly what he got in Daniel Jones as far as that being the quarterback of your team. And that's always in consideration for me. Who's the quarterback of my current team and my potential team? Now, obviously, it's a wild card with the Colts because you're soon to be drafting one. Bryce Young, Will Levis, or C.J. Stroud. I would want C.J. Stroud personally. But depending on, so if I'm Wink, all right, what quarterback, because that we're going to be tied, GM, head coach, quarterback, and then what offensive coordinator would I be able to call and be able to bring with me, being that I'm a defensive guy? I'm going to need a legit OC that's going to come, that I really believe in, that I really respect, that I could be able to bring in with me. Kind of similar to when Chuck took the coach job, he knew, all right, I know I could call Bruce Arians and BA going to come and be on my staff. I love him. I know who he is. I know how he's wired. That's going to be the first call I make. So depending on those situations, that'll be if I leave. If I don't like the potential of those situations, I just stay right here in New York. We're building something nice. I've seen what the Eagles have. I think we can compete. I think we can close that gap. I like the guys I have on defense. I'm sure we're going to draft and bring some more guys in here too. So I may stay. So it would depend on those few variables. But Wink is in a great situation right now, if you ask me.
Nah, I agree. Man. But shoot, man, let's get to these Sunday games, man. Yesterday's game. Starting off with the Bengals at the Bills. I think we both had the Bengals in this one. I think Bengals they were what was the
5.5-point underdogs at kickoff.
5.5-point underdogs at kickoff. Bengals, Joe Cool and company. From the first drive, they made this shit look easy.
From warm-ups, I seen
they made it. They made this shit look easy, man. Offensively, the game plan that they constructed, man, it was, as you said, it was surgical, just marching down the field. Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow, man, he's top 3. I've been saying this for a while.
Hey man, I had to shoot AB that text, man. I had to hit him yesterday. Hey, AB, he is him. That's him right there.
And what I tell you?
Hey, you got it, man. He's and I've always had respect for Joe Burrow. Obviously, I put a couple guys, a little disrespectful to the guy, disrespectful to Joe Cool, Joe Shiesty. He is, and when I really, this type of shit I love right here. Hold on.
We talked about it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC Championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
Talk that shit. Hey,
I love shit like that, man.
and I was when we was having our debates on. Shout out to Justin Herbert, good quarterback, good young quarterback.
Yeah.
But Joe Burrow, I was like, man, this was kind of one of the reasons why I kind of give him that edge, man. You could just tell like the confidence. Not saying that Justin Herbert doesn't have it, but you know, just the confidence, the swag that my guy has, man. It just seems like a little different. But again, man, you know, the Bengals are back, you know, in the AFC Championship. They are my pick to go back to the Super Bowl to win, to represent the AFC.
You and me both.
You know, it just the weapons that they have on the outside, Jamar Chase, Higgins, Boyd. And then you look at the running game, Mixon, P-Ryan, like it's, and then you know you talked about the offensive line. You know, had two of their starters not playing, but then the offensive line, man, they stood up all game. They protected them, kept them clean for the most part, man. So,
hey, not only that, bro, you having backups in there. Usually, what's the first thing we say? All right, you got to be able to run the ball, slow down the pass rush, do all these things. They ran the ball better than they have all year long, which surprised me. So shout out to those guys that got in there when your number's called. Imagine this, your number getting called. Obviously, they went out and spent a bunch of money in free agency to you know, shore up that old line. Your number get called divisional round of the playoffs. Hey, you got to get out here and get this job against the big bad Bills. You know, you're up there in weather and you go out there and get it done, man. So shout out to those guys. Obviously, Burrow on the defense, you know, get a lot of love, but those guys in the trenches, them dogs in the trenches that got their number called, man, they showed up. It was moving that line of scrimmage all day.
Man, shit, that's where the magic is done, man. If you, again, you control that line of scrimmage, man, you got a great chance you winning that game, man. On the other side of the ball, right? Well, not other side of the ball, but the other sideline, we talk about the Buffalo Bills, man. And I think coming into the year, they might have been the favorite.
They were
to make it to the show and win the big show, right? So now, as the Buffalo Bills, like, what do you do? Like, where are your holes at? Like, is it coaching? You know, there's a lot of people saying they got out coached this game. You know, you look at Josh Allen, some things that he could definitely improve on. A great talent, but it's definitely some things that he can improve on. And on the sideline, you know, you seen it at the end of the game. Our guy, Stephon Diggs, you know, very emotional and you know, threw the hands up at Josh, like, what's up? What's going on? Obviously, we don't know what was being said, but what do you do, you know, if you the Bills?
You know what?
Get over that hump?
Honestly, look, it's the expectations were there, you know, and that's what happens when you got a quarterback that played like he's been playing, especially how he played last year in the playoffs. You got one of the best receivers in the game with Diggs. You went and signed Von Miller. You got one of the best defenses, one of the best defensive coordinators too, with Leslie Frazier on that sideline. So your expectations are going to be there as long as those things are in place. Sean McDermott, which they should be. You know, I feel like a part of this too is, you know, these are humans we're dealing with, and that organization, you know, similar kind of to what the Raiders dealt with the year before. Buffalo dealt with a lot of shit, you know, in the community. They had the shooting in Top's grocery store. You know, Dawson Knox lost his brother. DeMar Hamlin situation. Like, obviously that, you know, I've never dealt with situations like that personally. You dealt with certain things, but those weigh on you emotionally too. You have highs, you have lows. It's an emotional game. So from the human side of it, that team, that organization dealt with a hell of a lot and still competed and played their ass off this year. And then strictly to the football side of it, I feel like the offense, first, you got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, no doubt about that. But I feel like you got to take some things off of Josh Allen's plate. Like, he can't be 75% of the run game. You can't have as simple of a route tree that they have. I don't know if you remember, but Patrick Peterson, after their matchup, he basically broke down the route tree as far as what the guys are running outside of Diggs. He's like, hey, you get this split, you're getting double Diggs, you're getting this, you're getting Dino, you're getting – so once you get into this time of year, people are going to have a beat on that. The Dolphins did. Dolphins took them to the wire with a third-string quarterback, and we said, look, they're going to have to play much better to beat the Bengals. And Lou Anarumo and that defense handle business. A lot of times, Josh Allen just didn't look he looked almost confused. Like, hey, I want to go here. It's taken away. All right, let me try to scramble. And then they had a plan up front to keep him in the pocket, to get him on the ground, similar to what they did to Patrick Mahomes last year. Mike Hilton, Dax Hill sending those DBs off the edge, which Lou likes to do a lot. So I think they were out-coached, they were out-schemed, and they were outplayed. You know, Joe Burrow outplayed Josh Allen. But when you look at it, Buffalo Bills still going to be in a good spot this offseason. Look, you once again, you got to expand that offense, expand the passing game. You drafted some running backs. You got good running backs. Put your offensive line in a position where you can have some more balance in that offense, I think. And then defensively, man, I don't know what it is. They've dominated now back-to-back years throughout the regular season, but then you get into the playoffs, you know, you letting 2-3 backup offensive linemen, pros indeed, but backup offensive linemen run the ball down the throat better than that team was able to run the ball all year long. So you got to figure those things out. Bills had some injuries too, which every team does. You know, they got to figure out, make some minor adjustments, but they're still going to be in a great spot coming into next year, I think, once again, in a division where I expect at least the Bills to be in it, right there, the top 1-2, depending on Tua's health.
Yeah.
Easily the Dolphins can win that division as well. But I think they're still in a good spot. Just got to tweak things. Hopefully they can keep Ken Dorsey on staff to build that other year of rapport. And then, you know, the Diggs thing, obviously we love Diggs. You know, Diggs came on the show a few times. We both know him personally. You probably a little better than I do. But the sideline stuff, and that happens. It happens when you're passionate as a player. And you know, wide receivers, you know, they get that diva tag. Hey, when shit ain't going well, hey, I need the ball. I think he was targeted 10 times, only 4 catches, 35 yards. So frustration there. You know, I don't like to see it, but it is a part of the game. But I think the Bills are still in a good spot coming in next year. But they got to be very, very disappointed in how their season ended.
Nah, man, I agree with you 100%, man. I know just been in similar situations where, again, expectations are high. And I know they were high in the building amongst the coaches, amongst the players, and for you to fall short, definitely a definitely a not so good feeling.
Yeah.
A not so good feeling, you know. So definitely interested to see. But those Bengals, man, my Bengals, I have them traveling to Arizona come February.
Hey,
so
it's gonna be a good matchup. This the question though, and I know I'm in the Thunderdome every weekend. We've been having this conversation. Hey, it's the Bills, this. And I'm like, you know, I love the Bills. Don't get me wrong, but I just didn't see it. I knew the hype coming in. I didn't see it this year for a few different reasons. And now this is the question that a lot of people are, hey man, is it ever gonna be Josh Allen? Yeah, is Josh Allen ever gonna win a Super Bowl? What is this, 5th year for him now? Going to year 5 next season, I believe. Obviously, already got his new deal. Once again, an unbelievable talent at the quarterback position. Long career ahead, we all assume. AB, I'm ask you right now, we're going to run it back at some point when Josh retires without a Super Bowl or when he wins his first one. Would Josh Allen ever win a damn Super Bowl?
Man, it's tough, man. It's tough, you know. But as long as you got Patrick Mahomes in the AFC, you got Joe Burrow in the AFC. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Like you said, very talented. If I had to sit back and I had to give an answer, I would say no.
Ooh. I
would say no. Again, man, with Patrick Mahomes, he's not going anywhere. Joe Burrow's not going to go anywhere. You also have some other pretty good quarterbacks in that AFC. That's going to make it tough just in general to get out of that division. You know, you got your guy Justin Herbert. We'll see what happens with Tua. So it's going to be tough, man. So if I had to answer,
we'll see what happened with Lamar and his new offensive coordinator in Baltimore.
Yep, and then you know you got the emergence of Trevor Lawrence and that Jacksonville. Like you got some dogs over there, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So again, if I had to have an answer, I would say no.
Woo.
How about you? What's your answer?
Damn. I say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah.
Nice guy.
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. Now, something to keep an eye on. 8 going into division weekends with eight head coaches. Sean McDermott was the only defensive coach left in the playoffs, defensive head coach, should I say, left in the playoffs this last weekend. And then the thing that that Josh Allen is gonna have to deal with is these offensive coordinators being good and then moving on, getting head coaching jobs. So that's something Mahomes not gonna really have to deal with unless Andy Reid retires. And shout out to Andy Reid too, first head coach to ever take 2 teams and have them win 10 playoff games under his leadership. So shout out to Andy Reid for that. But Andy Reid, so he'll be there as long as he wants to. Doug Peterson, let's see how the Trevor Lawrence thing goes. Who else was in there? Zach Taylor with Joe Burrow.
Yep.
So all these guys are over there with these offensive head coaches that we expect to be in it for a while. So that's something to keep an eye on.
Zach sick.
Hey, Zach, that must be a Bills. That's a Bills fan right there.
Yeah, Bills fan. He's sick now.
Sorry about it, but yeah, man. I think Josh Allen, man. I think because when I look at him, I look at a quarterback that I feel like, and I really feel this way. I don't feel this way about a lot of quarterbacks. I feel like, look, he can stop himself. Like the plays, the bad throws, the trying to be Superman on some plays when he shouldn't. That's what hurts him more than defenses a lot of times. So I think Josh Allen will figure out at some point and get that bowl in Buffalo, which would be huge for Bills Mafia. Zach.
Hey, Zach's sick right now.
Relax, man. Go smoke one. Go smoke one little tink tink. Hey, everybody at home. 28 teams at home right now, Zach. It'll be all right.
Hey, Kevin, he thinks something, man. He got an opinion. Build a stadium with a roof and let Allen cook. Get more weapons or make a stadium outside in the nasty elements and make a commitment to establish a real running game. What do you do in Buffalo? Hey, you already know what I'll say.
They already building one that's not a dome, right?
Yeah.
So, there they go. Shout out to Pagula. But Cowboys now. Actually, you know what? Let me get this. FanDuel been asking for to get our reading a little earlier in the show.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and make the sponsors happy. Hey, FanDuel, you got me this weekend. You got me. I damn near broke even, though. I did get a win with AJ Hawk's boost. He had Cincy and the 49ers winning, boosted it from plus 370 to plus 500. And that basically kept me even on the weekend because I had some Calvin Ridley parlays this weekend, boy. And Calvin Ridley will be another addition, probably coming back to that Jacksonville team too. Woo!
Ain't no problem. They gonna be cooking.
They're gonna be cooking, man. But NFL championship weekend now is almost here. And the easiest way to get into the playoffs is with FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. New customers join today to get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed. When you place your first $5 bet, just sign up with the promo code. It's a promo code.
Hashtag M2M Live.
Yes, M2M Live without the hashtag. Use the hashtag if you're on Twitter, though. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from the money line, the point spreads, and player props. Plus, you can even combine your bets for a chance to win a bigger payout with the same game parlays, like your boy. All on the app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. So, football fans, don't miss out. Place your first $5 bet to get $150 in free bets, win or lose with promo code M2M Live. That's M2M Live. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook sponsor, partner of the NFL, official sportsbook sponsor of us, man. So appreciate FanDuel.
As always.
Yes, sir. This disclaimer once again. We're going to be on the FanDuel set out there in the Super Bowl, which is going to be dope. Can't wait for that. But now let's get to the wrap up of divisional weekend. It's Niners Cowboys game. Cowboys fall to the Niners 19-12. And once again, just like last year's playoff matchup, it ended in embarrassing fashion for the Dallas Cowboys. This one much, much worse with the last play they had with Zeke at center, snapping the ball, getting absolutely destroyed. Dak throwing it to Turpin. Dak threw a couple interceptions this game. Just was not a good look for this Dallas Cowboys team, man. What was your takeaways from this game from both teams?
I would say I think we would have thought that it would have been a higher scoring game, but defense, they on both sides on the sideline, they came out and they balled. They played well. Niners and Cowboys. Dak, you know, how can I say this, man? It's his play, man. At that position, you got to be consistent, right?
Yeah,
I remember Coach always told me,
gotta
man,
take care of that tater too.
You got, and that's what I'm meaning by being consistent, right? And last week played lights out, and then divisional weekend, man, you come out and throw these picks, man. So that was rough. Again, CeeDee Lamb, I think he came out had a solid game. And then with Tony Pollard going out, I think that changed.
Yeah,
that changed a lot for that Dallas offense. Fracturing. I think they say he fractured his fibula, caught it off in an air cast, man. So that was tough as well.
Hate that for him, man. Great year,
man, a great year. But Dak, man, being the quarterback on that team is going to be a lot of eyes on you. I mean, regardless, being a quarterback in the NFL, it's only 32 guys, but that play yesterday, man, you can't play like that at the end of the day, man. Like, you can't play like that. That was not good ball at the quarterback position. And then, like you said, like the way they ended the game, like what the hell was that? And if I was Zeke and we practice this shit in practice, I'm not. Hold on, like I'm not signing up for this.
Yo, then Mike McCarthy came out and said, "Hey, that obviously wasn't the play. When we have practice and shit." I can't tell.
That was the play.
I ain't gonna lie. I was excited. I saw Zeke in center.
Nah, hell no, D, but
hey, what's got dialed up, man? Man, so obviously all eyes for me at least was on Zeke. Like, what is he gonna do after he snaps his ball? So I see him snap the ball.
Yo.
Immediately gets driven back into the ground. Dak makes a quick throw. Receiver gets smacked. So that was the cherry on top. Before that, Dalton Schultz getting knocked backwards on the sideline. If you've been well coached, which obviously that San Francisco defense has been well coached by DeMeco Ryan, probably be a head coach this upcoming offseason. Yeah. But as soon as Ward makes the tackle, knocking Schultz back on the sideline, he looking at the ref like, hey, he was going backward.
Yeah.
That clock rolling.
Yeah.
So, once again, a sign of a well-coached defense. And then after that, Dalton Schultz made like a 15-yard catch, which looked like a catch, but didn't, details, didn't follow through and get that second foot down inbound. So they end up having to do that play instead of a Hail Mary play because, didn't get that 15 yards. And then that play was a disaster. So Jerry Jones came out after the game and said Mike McCarthy's job is not in danger. Obviously, a lot of people were talking about that Chargers and Cowboys job potentially going to Sean Payton, even though both of those teams made the playoffs. But what's up with the Cowboys, man? What's next there? What's next there? Do they start looking for a different quarterback? Mike McCarthy, you stay with him.
Man, all options are open.
What changes are you making if you Jerry Jones, man?
Man, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'll give me a GM.
And his son a GM?
I thought he don't have that role. He don't have that title as well.
I think Stephen Jones is. I'm not positive.
Yeah, but
I feel like it's Jerry Jones calling the shots.
But you got to sit down. You got to look at the quarterback and the head coach, man. McCarthy, it was some improvement from last year. Obviously, the defense was vastly improved. But again, like you can't accept, I feel like, mediocrity. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, and no knock on Dak, a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's a solid quarterback. But
man,
we gotta look into that. We gotta look into that. On the offensive side, Tony Pollard's hurt. What's gonna happen with Zeke?
Hey man, look, Zeke. I don't know what his guarantees, I would assume, are up at this point, but man, it was. Yeah, part of it was the O-line, because a lot of times he was getting the ball and getting, I feel like, smacked as soon as he got it. But I mean, I know coming into this game, it was like Zeke's last 40 carries, he had like 70-something yards or something like that.
It's not the same Zeke.
He looked like he had become a short yardage back, honestly, and that's not the type of money he's making. That's never what you want in that position. Let me find this stat because that was crazy when I saw it. So Zeke, you obviously got to get more playmakers at the wide receiver position. Dak Prescott, like you said, looks average. You know
Average.
what I mean? I wouldn't say he's a bad quarterback. I won't say he's a great quarterback, but
he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, just too much ups and downs, too many ebbs and flows. So going into the game, this past game, last 40 carries for Zeke, he had 74 yards. And for Pollard, his last 40 carries, he had 157 yards. So Pollard had clearly become running back one. And that was a lot of conversation with a lot of people even coming into this season. Like, hey, TP got to get more touches. But I hope that would be bad if that's the last play we see of Zeke in a Cowboys jersey, smacking the ball and getting smacked.
Oh man, but nah, man. To your point, I think you definitely got to look at the quarterback position. As much as you want Dak to be successful, as much as the money that you paid him, you got to look at that position again. That's what the aim of the game. Like, everybody can be replaced, and again, good quarterback, but play, like you said, is too much up and down. So.
Too up and down, man. Got to be more consistent, Dak, on the good side, man. Preview for the NFC Championship. 49ers on the road at the Eagles. We probably don't have to make our picks till Thursday. But good matchup, man. This is the matchup that I saw coming as soon as that C-Mac trade was made. And this was even when Jimmy G was at quarterback. You just looked at that team. You looked at the talent on both sides of the ball, what the defense was doing. Brock Purdy has emerged as a great rookie quarterback. But, yeah, the Eagles look like a wagon. 49ers look like a wagon. Cowboys defense showed up and balled.
They did.
Last night. I guess a wasted effort at this point. But 49ers, Eagles, man, what are you most excited about for this matchup, man?
I'm looking at the defenses, man. Like, how would the defense on for both of these teams be able to slow down the opposing offense? I think that's going to be something to really look out for, right? Just as far as the front, like that front, like the Eagles front, they dominated yesterday.
Yeah, dominated all year.
They dominated, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at the 49ers, they got some studs over there on their front. So I'm looking at the defense, but starting at the defensive front. That's what I'm mostly excited to look out for, being that I am a defensive guy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, somebody else can talk about the offense and what the quarterbacks can do, what the weapons can do. That's going to be fun too. Yep. But at the end of the day, if the defense comes to play, I will say that's going to be the team that's most likely going to win this game. But a hell of a matchup. Hell of a matchup. And
I talk about the offenses then. I'm definitely excited about these defenses too. But yeah, these offenses definitely going to be a chess match. And I felt like this 49ers offense struggled last night against the Dallas defense. So I'm sure
Yeah.
the Eagles will take little bits and pieces from their game plan. And the Eagles got a lot of fast athletes on that side of the ball that can do different things similar to the Cowboys. So I think they match up well with the 49ers because a lot of these 49ers games, and I'm looking at the tape coming into the divisional round, a lot of this shit, it looks like scout team, dog. Like they do the play action, you do the fake here. All right, I'm gonna roll out here, and then Debo gonna be wide open. Boom, there you go. All right, play action here. Kittle gonna be like it. So a lot of it looked very, very easy, and they struggled a little bit this last week, but still made enough plays to get the dub. But I'm gonna be looking at the chess match on both of these offenses. You know, how do they move C-Mac and Debo and Juice and all these pieces around with the San Fran side, and then for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts continue to be precise from that pocket, and then also been a weapon in that run game. But they've been a little more cautious with it. But them critical, them 3rd and 3s, that's a tough down and distance to be against anybody, but especially against this team, this RPO heavy offense with the Eagles, man. So an exciting matchup on that NFC side.
Yeah.
On the AFC side, we got a rematch. So two games that the sports books expect to be close. 2.5-point favorite. The Eagles are right now at home, and then the Chiefs 1.5-point favorites right now at home with a banged up Patrick Mahomes. What you looking forward to in this one?
Man, the quarterback play. You know, I think you look at these two quarterbacks. I would say, you know, both of these quarterbacks could be in your top 3. But I'm looking at the quarterback play, man. How will Joe Burrow come out and play? Obviously, Patrick Mahomes dealing with that high ankle sprain. How is he going to be limited? Is he going to be hobbly? But at the end of the day, you know, these two guys are going to come out here. They can play some good ball. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of weapons around them on that offensive side of the ball. I'll give you my pick in this game. I got the Bengals here. I'm going with the Bengals.
Yeah, if you go wait. Yeah, ain't no need to wait in this one.
I ain't going to wait.
Hey, you know what? I'm with you. Why are we still getting this 1.5? I'm going to go ahead and take them Bengals too.
Hey, I'm going with the Bengals. But it's going to be very interesting, though, as far as like the rehab that Patrick Mahomes goes through, right? So I've had a high ankle sprain, and it took me really close to 5 to 6 weeks to even go out there and run and not really feel any pain in that ankle. So
yeah, my ankle's tough.
It's tough. It's tough, and especially when you're able to have, you know, a front that be able to get after you. And like you said, that Cincinnati defense, they're gonna bring people from all different ways, off the edge, corners, backers. So it's gonna be very interesting on how they'll be able to play. But I'm expecting, you know, Mahomes to come out and have another great performance. But quarterback play is something that I'm looking forward to seeing this game. How about you?
I'm these DCs, you know, Spags obviously multiple Super Bowl champ at the defensive coordinator position, you know, with the Giants, with the Chiefs. I'm interested to see how he'll adjust and try to limit Joe Burrow, and then Big Lou Anarumo. Obviously, he did some great things and got a win. Made great adjustments against this Kansas City Chiefs team last year when they had that extra weapon, Tyreek Hill, who's gone now. So I'll be interested to see how he keys on Travis Kelce and try to take him out of the game. Somehow, some way, Kelce, he going to get in that end zone, got in the end zone twice last week. So I'll be interested to see that chess match there from the DCs. But obviously these quarterbacks, two of the best in the game. Joe Burrow, 3-0, I think, right now against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, this team ain't scared. You know, it's no back down in this Bengals team. They enjoy that underdog role. So this should be a great one on the AFC side. Yes, sir.
Man, good weekend. It'll be a good Sunday of football. 2 good matchups, man. 4 great teams. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, only 3 more games left, man, on this NFL season. AFC Championship, NFC Championship, and then we got the Super Bowl, and then right back in the F1 season, baby. enjoy, man, this NFL stuff. And obviously we'll be able to jump right in the NBA season as well once this NFL season is done.
So we got the USFL and we got the XFL this whole season. So be on the lookout. We'll still have some football left.
That's true. That's true. Speaking of the NBA though, we had a little drama in the NBA with our football legends, current television host Shannon Sharp getting into it with a bunch of the Grizzlies players. I think it started with some trash talk.
Yeah.
Between Shannon Sharp and
was it Dylan Brooks?
And Dylan Brooks. Yeah. Apparently Shannon Sharp has come out and apologized. And now I haven't watched this yet. Let me go ahead and play this now, though. Let me see if you can. Let me know if you can hear it.
At the Lakers game,
yeah.
I want to apologize for my behavior. Guys, I've preached for the last 6.5 years, responsibility and accountability. And I take full responsibility for what transpired. It does not matter what Dylan Brooks said or how many times he said it. Me being the responsible person, me having the platform that I have and having so many people look up to me, I was wrong. I should have lowered the temperature in the arena. Instead, I turned the temperature up and I let it get out of hand. And I want to apologize to a few people. First of all, I want to apologize to the Lakers organization, Jeannie Buss, the Buss family. I apologize for any harm or unwanted attention that I brought to your organization. I want to apologize to the fans that were in attendance and the fans that watched on television, because that's not what you paid for and that's not what you tuned in to watch. Shannon Sharp should have been mentioned as someone that was at the game, not someone that let his emotions run high and get out of hand during the game. I want to apologize to the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies organization and fans, I am sorry. More specifically, I want to apologize to Dylan Brooks. He is a fierce competitor, and seeing him up close, I get a sense of why he is what he is and how he's wired.
I was with it. I was with it at the beginning, but hey, hold on. I was with you at the beginning, like, I apologize, fans. I get that.
Jeannie Buss, Lakers organization.
I get it. Grizzlies, my bad. But then when he said Dylan Brooks, I get it. You're a fierce competitor. I see it up close.
Hey, man. You know what this is. Cleaning up his PR. Look, Shannon Sharp, obviously it was some situations with Skip on camera. It's obviously some tension there. Shannon Sharp now, from the business side of things, I believe this is a contract year from him. A lot of money's on the line, and I'm sure he looked back at that moment and was like, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. But when you are in the moment, even though them shoulder pads been off, you're an athlete.
Yeah, you the in the moment guy.
Hey, somebody say something to you, you sit courtside. And you done been in basketball games, Peterwood. We start talking records here and there. So I didn't have a problem with what happened. It looked like it was some back and forth. Obviously, once he said he raised the temperature, which he took responsibility for that. That cardigan was clean as shit. Cardigan was tough. I actually looked it up. 3 bands. I ain't got that for him.
Well, that was Ralph Lauren, right?
Nah, Greg Lauren or something like that.
Greg Lauren?
Yeah, it was. But it was, once I saw the price, I didn't even want to remember the name. But 3 bands. Hey, it was clean though. I'll tell you this though, nobody on that court wanted smoke with Shea. Not Steven Adams, not T. Morant, John Dillon. Nobody on that court wanted smoke with Shea. A lot of people get it fucked up with these. You see these people on TV and think shit sweet, but
yeah.
Definitely some entertainment. It was entertaining, but I guess it's cool that he came out and apologized.
Yeah.
But, what was your thoughts at all?
I mean, like you said, he came out, apologized. I was with the first 3 quarters of the apology, but hey, he was the mature one there. Like he said, being in the position that he's in. There's probably a lot of other variables that came into effect, to make this apology. But if he truly meant it, shout out to him, man. That was big of him. Obviously, you've seen some videos of him and T. Moran. I think when he ended up coming back on the court, they dapped it up.
Yeah.
It was all love, so that was cool too. But again, shit, you can move on, go about your business. And there you have it.
Facts, man. I respect it. And to your point, I wish that that picture was in here with him and T. Morant dapping it up, squashing it. But you know, your drunk uncles be at the cookout, shit, timbers get flared, and then 10, 15 minutes later, they back dapping it up, back at the spades table, playing some bones. So shoot some boy, hey, no harm, no foul, man. But it was entertaining. Obviously, it took the internet by storm. That picture down there will be a meme.
Oh shit, it's already
a meme. Will
circulating.
be what going forward. So, but shout out to out there. You know how he be defending all LeBron, man. So his temp probably got high. But hey, man, what does it look like going to championship weekend? Obviously, you got to touch a bunch of experience with this. AB, I went one time and got the banner to show it in Lucas Oil, but what's your thoughts going into championship weekend, man? How different is it knowing this is the one that'll punch your ticket to that Super Bowl?
Man, you want to keep this week as normal as possible. Obviously, yeah, it's a huge game. It's gonna send you to the Super Bowl, but you want to keep this game and this week as normal as possible. Whether you're the coach, as far as schedule wise, whether you're a player, what you have. Your regular routine, just keep it normal as possible. You don't want to change anything up. Now, that following week, when you do get that win and you have that extra week where you're getting the Super Bowl tickets and X, Y, and Z, now that's a different situation. But this week, man, let's keep it normal. Whatever your Monday schedule was, let's keep it the same. Tuesday, keep it the same. And hopefully, you can go out there and you can get the best effort out of your team and get the dub.
You heard it, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this weekend, man. Should be some good games. Obviously, some good teams, great players, great coaches. I expect well-played, close games, hopefully on both sides. You kind of got some of my picks today. We're going to for sure make our picks on Thursday's show. Once again, shout out to FanDuel. Been a sponsor of the Man to Man Pod all year, all season long. And that'll continue even into basketball, into F1 season.
I might gotta get my picks today, D, but I don't think I'll be able to make it Thursday. I'm going to get my my brain and body scan.
Okay, that full body?
That full body. Get that brain and body scan. Yeah. Shout out to the NFL.
The Cleveland Clinic?
Cleveland Clinic. Gonna make sure the boy good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, check that melon.
Yeah, check that melon. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all my picks now. Y'all got one half. I'm rocking with Cincy. And on the NFC.
Hold on.
NFC.
It'll be Cincy.
Got my Niners jersey back there. Eagles look good, man.
Eagles look real good. Yeah, MVP. You got your MVP over there now.
I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles and Cincy, man. The Super Bowl.
There we go. AB said it. Eagles and Cincy in the Super Bowl. You know what?
Man.
That's my pick too, guys.
49er fans,
straight up.
Don't be upset with me, man. Don't be mad at me. I love
Super
y'all.
Super Bowl matchup. That'll be a good one too if it happens. I feel like, honestly, all these matchups, Kansas City Eagles, Kansas City Niners, Cincy Niners, like any of these matchups, Cincy Eagles will be great matchups, and I think will be a hot ticket on the market. I think, at least I would think the ticket sales people, SeatGeek, Ticketmaster, everybody would be happy about any of these matchups that are left. Great fan bases, obviously, great teams, great quarterbacks. Down to the Final Four, man, down to the final few weekends as well. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us all season long. This is it is what it is Monday / used to be Overreaction Monday. Zach was in here mad today. He said we still on that. So go ahead and put one in there or something, Zach. Relax, man.
Go for a run, man.
Yeah, get your 30 minutes in, as AB would always say, man. But appreciate y'all for rocking. Potentially see y'all Thursday. We shall see what that is. AB, obviously, good luck with your full brain and body scan.
Appreciate you.
Sure, everything's all good over there, unless you know whatever you need for the LOD.
I already got that one, so we.
Okay, you good money then. I gotta get
good
on
money.
I gotta get on it, man. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We gone.
Peace.
Oh man.
Butler. Darius Butler. Antoine Bethea has intercepted.
Plus in select states. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable free bet as it expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. You got a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. That's in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 NAZ. 1-888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. Visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. And then 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369 in New York. Tennessee, red line. All right. 1-800-889-9789 in Tennessee. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Or visit www.1800gambler.net in West Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we gone.
We out here, man. Appreciate y'all.